Welcome everyone to my first thoughts on the first episode of the Boruto Naruto Next Generations anime adaptation. Now, first of all, let me just say if my voice sounds a little off, I'm sick, and I currently have a tissue up my nose. That aside, first of all, when I went into the anime, I knew one thing, and that is that, first of all, it can't be a fully faithful adaptation of the manga. And before anyone tries comparing it to the writing style of Dragon Ball Super, because I feel like whenever an anime is now going to be doing something vastly different than a manga, people are going to bring up Dragon Ball Super. Remember, Dragon Ball Super, both the manga and the anime, are merely two different people adapting one singular outline from the original creator. That is not the case for Boruto. In fact, the Boruto anime is being directed by Noriyuki Abe and Hiroyuki Yamashita, and will only be supervised by the manga's creator. There is no, real thought of Kishimoto being involved in this particular, while in the manga, it's being written by the series creator and being supervised by Kishimoto. People are getting their facts all misstrewn and bringing up the Dragon Ball Super case, which doesn't connect in any way, shape, or form. I just want to get that off my chest right out the gates. So, honestly, for a standalone story, I think it was okay. On the other hand, because me as a manga reader, unfortunately, I could not get all the way into it, especially when it came to the plot revolving around the anime-only character, Denki. Yes, he is not in the manga, or if he will be, he hasn't been yet, and there is no, basically, the only thing that parallels to the manga is the opening, which might actually hurt the way people view it as an adaptation, because they started off the same exact way. Yes, it will definitely be using some of the same plot points. In fact, the eye jutsu that he has been using has been at the very least not only hinted out throughout the first couple chapters of the manga, but, it was also in the same opening. But in this anime adaptation, or telling, or retelling, not really a retelling if there's nothing to tell yet, but regardless, the eye is brought up earlier on when it is not in the manga. In fact, it has not even been revealed that Boruto has an eye power in the manga. He has something completely different that might actually awaken it later. So, yeah, the anime has taken its own liberties, which is fine. It's its own original story. It said that before it even started. So I can't be too butthurt, but at the same time, me as a manga reader, I cannot get fully into it. You got anyone who's like anime only and all that other detestable crap. I love anime. That's how I got into manga. But I can't do anime only. I'm a reader above a watcher. But for those of you guys who are anime onlys, this series is for you because it has a lot of character development. Don't get me wrong, as a Naruto fan, I loved the character development in Shikadai because it set him apart from Shikamaru in the sense that in a lot of ways people thought that all of these next generations were basically clones of themselves. Now the Gaiden proved not the same. It proved different in terms of like Choji's child, and this anime is actually proven different in Shikadai, Shikamaru's son. He's lazy, yes, but vastly different than the parent. And, speaking of kids versus parents, I know a lot of people who aren't on edge because of the same reasons I am, which is the whole debate on what the canon of the series is, which is the manga. Not gonna sugarcoat it. I'm not anime only. But how do I put it? People get pissy over the fact that Boruto's a brat. And I say, hold back a second. Why is that a flaw? Because think about it. Your kid, whose father is basically the leader of your village, he's one of the most powerful ninjas in history, would you not grow up a brat? Having all that power, fame, influence, and yet still not be able to see your father constantly? Think about it. Think about it. If you were in his shoes, would you be able to say you're not gonna be a total fucking brat? You're gonna be the worst brat in history. That's what character development is for, people. He starts out from that. And that's perfectly fine, because you know what? That sets him apart from Naruto's beginnings, who was an orphan. There are different parental issues between the two of them, and I like that. I personally like that. No matter which way it's been told versus the anime or the manga, I think the anime has done an equally good job at setting that up, even if it had to, set up his relationship with his father by comparing it to Denki's. So, I like that. I honestly have to say they're doing a good job of character development. Except for Hinata. I feel like she's just still in her, she's got how do I put it, high school football syndrome. Like when you're a middle-aged man, you're like, oh, I played football back when I was in high school, and I was good at it. You don't hear me saying that. I played football in high school. Then again, I sucked at it, and I was only played, 5 times in a 2-year career? But that's besides the point. She is stuck in those days of when Naruto was cool. She's basically the hippie of the Naruto fan base in world, because I liked him before it was cool. Kind of shit. And I'm okay with that, but from Boruto's reactions, kind of sounds like she's been doing that every dinner. I could honestly imagine that. I mean, not that my mom goes through how she met my father every 5 seconds. Then again, that'd probably make dinners more exciting. But all jokes aside, it was a nice little flesh out of Boruto's personality and his reactions with the family that he does interact with. And Naruto is busy. And Hinata actually brings up good points that was never really fleshed out as much in the original series until Tsunade became Hokage, which is the fact that the Hokage has so many different duties. They're not just the strongest ninja. If anything, who would want to be Hokage at that point? It's like in Magi trying to become a king. Hell, Magi Abridged pointed that shit out perfectly. It's nothing but paperwork and everything. Good job, Schmuck Squad. Good job. But all jokes aside, being a leader is not just strength. It takes so many different things. And when you're leading an entire village, like the biggest village in an entire nation, it's basically a miniature country at that point inside of a giant continent that is the Fire Nation. So leading that takes skills I honestly am surprised Naruto actually has, now that I think about it. Shit, does Naruto have the intelligence for that? I mean, yeah, he's shown a lot of prowess in many different things, and he's definitely not the kind of guy who would start a war. He's definitely more the war calmer, if anything. So in some sense, I guess that's okay. And if anything, now I see why Shikamaru wanted to really be Naruto's aide, because he needs it. Of course, we see that that's not quote-unquote enough, because there's still stacks of paper with the two of them getting at it, and in the end, Naruto doesn't have as much time for his family, and that affects his son more so than his daughter. Actually, if the anime wants to focus on character development, I want to see Himawari's character development. Even though I say I want to see, I'm probably not going to be tuning in weekly. If I feel like it, or if I hear something big has happened in the series, I will go back and look at it. Because I'm a Naruto fan. But as a Naruto fan, I can't just get as in-deep into this original story as I would the canon story, that is the manga, which of course is already off to a long, drawn-out start to begin with. But if you guys enjoyed this, please check out more of my discussions, and there's a video that probably will suit you based on your YouTube shit, how much you watch, and more Boruto manga reviews in the bottom right. Thank you guys for joining me. I am Smalls of Black Knight 94, and I hope to see you guys again soon. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Peace.